TV.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome. This is your boy DC, and you're watching Out of the Fog, a local matter show that goes right across the province, hanging out with all the cool people making it happen. Tonight is no exception, and I'm telling you what, it's Year of the Me, baby. And so I have a couple of things going on that I'm going to really invite you into my maybe boring, maybe entertaining world. We have Ryan Osbourne from Oz Coaching hanging out, talking all about what we do together to help make me ready to do shows like this, to be hanging out with you folks. And he's an incredible motivator. You'll hear all about that. And then we also have some incredible folks in the home renovation construction industry. We're talking Yourstyle kitchens, Paul and Kevin coming through, and the one and only Dermot Krearney from Kildare Renovations. We have a little reno project afoot, and you're going to hear all about it after the break. Welcome back, everybody. This is Out of the Fog, and like I told you before the break, we are hanging out with some bosses in the game of home renovation and construction. And the first guest that I'm so excited to finally have on the couch, my WMI colleague, the one and only Dermot Krearney. What
Thanks,
are you
Danny.
at?
Oh, living the dream, buddy. Living the dream.
With a jacket like that, I know you are.
Yeah, try your best.
Thank you so much. I should have dressed up even more. Should have worn more layers. Next time.
You bring the style anyway.
Oh, thanks, brother. So listen, I want to quickly just fill folks in that, you know, the WMI, the acronym I just spit out at you, is the Wallace McCain Institute, and it is an Atlantic Canadian fellowship for business owners who are on the rise, and you, I can think of no better person to list. And so Kildare Renovations is a company that I first started seeing flying around the city in trucks and vehicles and everything a few years ago. But what I've come to learn is pretty amazing. I'm going to ask you some questions.
Shoot.
What brought your love of what you do, and what made you say, yeah, I'm going to dedicate my life to being the best at this?
It literally has been that. It's been since I was a teenager. I'd done carpentry. I moved from that then into getting my apprenticeship and moving on through the trades, and then wanted to do it for ourselves. 2012 moved over to Newfoundland from Ireland, packed the whole family up, and like the old boat ship, came over, landed here, and that was it. I was with one of the bigger property developers at the time, KMK.
Right.
And then from there sprouted out and started up Kildare Renovations.
And the name, by giving your accent.
It's the old hometown.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
I think that's pretty special.
Yeah, it is.
And I wonder if it's a good conversation starter for folks when you first start talking to them.
This is where you get the name. This is where we came from.
Yeah.
And then you go through the whole, Kildare in Irish is Church of Oak. So it ties into carpentry, ties into the whole
I didn't know that.
things planted in the ground or we solid.
God, love
But
it.
love it. Moved here, set up the business, started with me and one other young lad with me, and now we've grown to a team of like 18.
Wow.
So for us, it's like, we love getting that wow factor. We love seeing the clients walk in. Nobody wants to see our client cry, but at the very end, shedding a little tear and knowing that they're like overly joyed with it is like, it's awesome.
Well, what you're seeing, viewers, is, the different photos that shows the quality and diversity of what Kildare is able to do that you're seeing here during this hang. And so I want to ask you, of all the projects and all the people and all the things, what's the type of work that you love to do the most? What brings you the most joy?
Taking something that people have lived in for a period of time and then expanding on that for how they've grown with their family, with friends, getting married, kids arrive, and changing the environment that they love to be in and making it suitable for their life going forward.
That's awesome. So Derm, there is a topic in my mind that we'll talk about here now. So I've mentioned to you guys, a few times over the long time, is I bought a house 12 years ago and painted one wall, and that's it. And the house is already over 100 years old. And so it's falling apart from the inside out. And so what I decided I would do is to do a renovation on my house. And when you hear renovation, 100-year-old house in the heart of downtown, everyone just clenches everything on their body, And I said, no, I'm still going to do it, but I want to work with the best. And so guess what? What are you
Team
at?
up.
Team up. And so we've been having lots of conversations around this. And so what we're doing is we're doing a big old reno on my house there downtown in the A1C. But we're also making a TV show about it so that everyone can see what goes on from zero to hero. So I'm going to ask you, you know, we've been buckled in together working on this, talking about it all. What are the best and worst case scenarios of a reno of a 100-year-old house in the downtown? Be gentle.
Start off with the city, get them involved.
Okay.
They'll have your back.
Okay.
They'll take care of everything you need to know. They'll
Love it.
steer you as a client
Okay.
on the right path and keep everybody else in check for what we're doing.
Okay.
It's like a second scale for you.
Okay.
Biggest things to watch out for in the old homes is what's been done to before you bought it.
Wow.
So drywall covers up a multitude. They can look perfect. You get a home inspection done, you can only see what you can see. So when we start uncovering it, it's old knob and tube, old plumbing, windows and doorways that were opened up and then blocked up and then moved on, and another one put right beside it, and little things like that can be the fun. The hidden rot, the things you don't see.
Yeah.
And all our homes downtown, you don't have the fire break between the two homes. So safety issues, stuff like that has to be brought up to life safety codes, and then that keeps.
So Darren, based on what I've told you about the reno so far, I mean, I'm ripping out every wall on one floor and putting the bathroom up on a different floor. I mean, that's going to take, what, a couple of days? Maybe?
Oh, yeah. We'll have it done by the weekend. If you move out on a Friday, we'll have you back on the Monday. No, it's a longer period than people would see. And the problem is with TV shows, where you see home renovations going on, it's a blink of an eye, it's 2 weeks, and the whole house is transformed.
Right.
There's a lot more that goes on in between all that.
Oh, I didn't
and
know
then
that.
Being on the island, we got to order product and get it here.
True.
There's anywhere from 6, 8, 12 week lead time on just the product getting here.
Yeah.
And then we run into our winter weather where the ferries don't run. So
Oh my goodness.
these
So
are all the
it's a
challenges we
cakewalk.
meet. Absolutely.
Easy, nothing to it.
The whole idea is just communication, keeping everybody on top, everybody knows what's happening, having all your ducks in a row and getting everybody lined up.
That takes a special skill. So that's you and the team, I hope.
To the whole team of us. So it starts from you, the clients, bringing you along board,
Yeah.
your designers, the contractors,
Right.
the trades in between, and everybody who's going to supply everything. And surround yourself with good people that you've built up this pattern, that you've worked with them over the previous years, and you know who can slot in when, who can work with 3 other people in the room, and somebody rolling the ceiling above them. There's certain times that these guys are the ones you want to have on each job. And we've built up a good list of people that we've worked with over the years, and they're reliable, they turn up, they do what they say they're going to do.
Well, that's what I anticipate, is that when you work with someone of quality, you know that whoever's in their midst, knock on wood, is also of that, because you are the company that you keep. So I hope I'm in the right place, you know.
You are. We're surrounded by a really good team. I'm blessed with the people we've got within Kildare itself. They're solid. The guys and girls are there all the time.
Well, and let's not forget, you know, it does take a village. So you have your crew leading all of the amazing stuff that you do, but there's also contractors and partners and everyone under the sun that you work with a lot in the different projects as well, I'm assuming.
Yeah, we got all our cabinetry companies, we got our painters and plasterers, we got our plumbers, electricians, engineers, interior designers. It is a big village.
Well, I'm looking forward to meeting all of the village people.
They will all be rolling in.
And why not really get this party started? And will you hang out here with me on
Absolutely.
the couch? Because I feel like there are 2 amazing contract professionals with an amazing company that's going to also help with this reno, and they're waiting in the wings. And right after this break, Paul and Kevin are going to join you on the couch, if you're okay with that.
Perfect.
I love
Great
it.
guys.
So guys, I'll tell you what, A1C Reno Project, the amazing Derm from Kildare hanging out, telling me everything I need to know at the head of the trail. But after this break, Kevin and Paul are coming through. They're going to join us on the couch. They're from Yourstyle Kitchens, an incredible local company, and they're going to tell us all about what they do and how they might be able to save my house. This is Out of the Fog. We'll be right back after this break.
Your opinion matters, and we want to hear from you. Get in touch with us using our viewer feedback line, your direct connection to shaping the shows you love. It's easy. Just grab your phone, scan the QR code on your screen, and take our quick survey. Share your thoughts, and let's make your viewing experience even better.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Out of the Fog, and like I told you before the break, hanging out with Derm, all things renovation, restoration, and beautification we're talking about here tonight on Out of the Fog. And to join me on the couch, two amazing humans who know all about that. Kevin, Paul, how are you boys doing?
Wonderful.
Doing great.
Nice, nice. Now, have you done much TV interview type stuff?
Not really.
Okay, I'll go easy on you.
Good.
Where were you on the night of the 13th? No, I'm joking. I won't ask anything specific. So listen, I want to tell you, and as you guys heard in the wings, doing a renovation on my place, and found out from the man himself that, you know, when it comes to who's the best at rocking kitchens and all the related work under the umbrella of that, Yourstyle Kitchens may just be the one to say hello to. So I invited you to come on to the couch, have a little chat with me. How does that sound?
Sounds wonderful.
Well, I'll ask you the question you're expecting, and then maybe a couple that you're not. But for now, we'll start. The history of the company. Who wants to let me know how it started, where it started, and who started it?
Well, I guess I can fill you in on that part of it.
Please do.
I came home from, I worked with the Coast Guard many years ago.
Okay.
So I left the Coast Guard in '97, came home, and myself and my father started up the company. And we worked the company together for about 11 years before father retired. And that's when Mr. Kim came on board.
Yes.
Were you just hanging out behind the house and you heard through the window? Did you? Like,
No, I was away working. I spent a lot of years in the U.S.
Okay.
And I just wanted to come home. I had kids, so basically was looking to relocate and got involved. I was behind the scenes for quite a while, and
Okay.
then eventually I just stopped what I used to do, and I got full-time with Yourstyle. So that's been a while now.
Yeah. It's a year or two, is it?
A little bit longer than that.
Well, long enough to have everyone in town know who you are, because anytime I'm mentioning this project that I'm working on and the companies that are involved, Kildare, Yourstyle, Sam, these are names that folks know. How does it make you feel to hear that so many folks have heard of you and have great things to say?
It's great, actually. It's taken quite a while to get there, obviously, get your name out there and people to get to know who you are. Basically, you're only as good as your last project, so word of mouth is everything, so it takes a lot.
No pressure.
No.
But I think we all, I think any of us that are successful, we do think those thoughts. We do know that it's not about yesterday and resting on your laurels, about past glory. It's about continuing to up your game and to impress yourself and your team and the clients, of course. You know, what are, when you look back on the projects that you've done, you do so many things under the umbrella of Yourstyle. What are some of the projects and some of the things that you look back on and you're like, oh yeah, we did a great job there, or that's a service that we really have come a long way with?
During COVID, we worked on a project in Glovertown Shipyard. We worked on the ship, the Ann Pierce, that used to be with the Marine Institute.
A ship itself?
The ship itself.
No way.
And turned it into an expedition yacht, so it was...
Whoa.
So from a scallop dragger
Yeah.
to a yacht.
So that was pretty interesting.
I'd say that's fascinating. And so, wow. So right outside the home, you went for that particular project, so to speak, you know, in terms of like the yacht itself. Now, when you think about projects and things that you and your team have done that you're proud of, what comes to mind?
I'm not sure what you mean, but we do a lot of great kitchens. I mean, a lot of interesting. Every project is different, which leads to creativity, which makes it very interesting. So, but I mean, numerous particular projects in around the city and outside the city. We also do work in Maine and Labrador and Alberta. So, I mean, every project is different and unique, so it's hard to pinpoint just one exact job, you know what I mean?
Well, I'm going to ask you, how far has the industry come from when you started to where it is now? Now, that's a conversation around innovation that you can't get away from.
That could be a very long conversation.
Yeah, I bet, hey.
I find with all the new remodeling shows that you see on TV, I found in the last 10 years, Newfoundland has elevated its game when it comes to kitchens, because a lot of times years ago it used to be kind of cookie cutter. Everybody was kind of doing it the same thing, but lately now it seems like with all the awareness, with all the different TV shows, the sky's the limit. Whatever you can dream up, basically, and so a lot of different new ideas. Yeah.
Dermot, I'm sure you might be in agreement on that front. When it comes to what your clients are asking you to pull off, do you think that the impact of having far more shows and different resources that show the diversity of what can happen are opening up Newfoundlanders' minds to creativity?
Absolutely. It's a double-edged sword. So you get the clients who turn around and go, it can be done in a weekend. And then you've also got the people who go, oh, never thought of something like that. Can we fit that in here? Can that work? Guys have got a great ability as well to look at an area in the kitchen where you've only got inches and make feet out of it. So where that last little bit that you can turn into a spice rack, you can turn into a ladder rack, whatever it might be. The boys have that down to a science. And you know, there's some stuff coming for your place as well where you haven't seen yet, but it's like what was started off as being the plan has now evolved a little bit as well. But you've got double the amount of countertop space.
Well, you're telling me
Little
things
things like
evolve.
that.
I wanted to replace a couple of windows 3 years ago, and now here we are, and we all know what it has evolved into. So I'm very excited. And, you know, I'll say teamwork makes the dream work, and I know you guys have teams where it is such an important conversation around every inch, every detail, every moment. So I'm going to ask you some questions here now in our final 2 minutes of our hang. When it comes to this project that we're all going to be working on together, you know, I asked Derm this before. I'm going to ask you. What are some of the things that clients don't think about when they're walking into a reno situation, a new kitchen situation, that they should be thinking about?
A lot of times, I guess, they're expecting more than what they can have. The space is not exactly there. I mean, a lot of times people want everything, but the reality is basically the space dictates what you actually can have. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You had anything on to that?
No, you pretty well summed it up.
Yeah, well, I want it all.
There's a lot of products
There's
out there
more
that people get used to seeing, and once they see them, they put it into a folder and they keep it and keep it and keep it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you have a binder that's this thick and a kitchen that's 14 by 14. And it's like, can't fit all the dreams in.
But we can get
Got to
this
be
one.
selective. And some of them are gimmicky and some of them are actually practical. And that's where the boys are good
That's
at
when you got to pare it
narrowing
down.
it down.
Yeah.
Well, I can only imagine there's going to be a series of meetings and conversations and renderings that get done and a whole bunch of those conversations that I'm excited to look forward to. But I'll tell you what, you know, given all the background checks and everything else under the sun, I feel like I'm in very good hands for this reno. Now listen, I'm going to ask you a question. You know, when you moved home, when you and your dad started this up years ago, did you imagine you'd be here today? Not here, but
No, not here,
was
but
your own journey.
well, it was always my aspiration to grow the company. And a big part of that was actually Kevin coming on board with his skills. Like his design skills are amazing. I personally, myself, I would never be able to bring it to that level.
Wow.
But
Takes a team.
it takes a team. But, you know, I'm proud of where we are.
Should be. And then when you moved home, did you imagine you'd be at this and hanging out?
Hell no. But anyway.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm very excited for our journey together, and I'm very thankful that we have you in our province to choose as a supplier for the great work that you do. Likewise with you, Derm.
Love having them.
And guys, we're just getting started. So to the camera, I'll say, Yourstyle Kitchens, Kildare Renovations, two companies you're going to be hearing a whole lot more out of my mouth as things roll through. And on my social media, etc. Follow A1C Reno because we got a story in the midst. Will you guys come back and keep us in the loop about how things are going with the project?
Definitely.
Can't wait. Guys, this is Out of the Fog. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back, everybody. This is Out of the Fog, and I am so excited. It's one of the first shows of the year. I got a goal in my mind for wellness, and who is the man who has, for over 865 workouts, may I say, thanks to the app, been helping me to get there.
Oh, that's
The
awesome.
one and only Ryan Osbourne from Oz Coaching. What is up?
Hey, what's happening, my man?
How are
Appreciate
you?
coming on the show.
Oh my God! Listen, I'm so excited to have you. And in our last hang on the show, of course, you know, some high-level information about you, but that's where we got to start for the new viewers in the house. So I'm going to ask you to tell the viewers at home and remind me here and there, what led you into what you do so well?
Honestly, I mean, it just the process of getting better. Like honestly, like I love helping people. I like I tell a lot of people on my story, like I wasn't someone that, you know, gained so much weight. Like a lot of people have that as their background, and then they made a personal kind of, you know, transition, and then they just want to share it with the world. I just love helping people and you know, just feeding off energy. I'm an energy driven guy, right? So positive energy, we're going to be great friends. Negative energy, I'm just kind of like, sorry, but like it's just one of those things where I love, you know, the responsibility, no question, that people put their trust in me, but it's those tangible benefits of outside the scale, outside that, just of like, man, just different aspects of my life have just drastically changed. It's like that, you know, capacity ceiling is now way up than where I thought I was, and those are the things that I just get, you know, absolutely riled on. And so I don't really have like a pinpoint. I mean, I'm, you know, sport background, athletics, so certainly being active and fit has been my jam. But yeah, at the end of the day, I just have, I think, found my calling, and I love helping people.
Well, people love you helping them, and so many folks in my orbit have the same relationship with you that I'm lucky to have. And what all of us say is that we can't believe how positive, reinforcing, supportive, and how you hold us accountable. And all the tools and tricks and ways that you do that. You're rare, man. There's not a lot of people in the orbit of personal lifestyle coaching, wellness, training, everything that you do, that have really enabled all of the platforms, like I mentioned before. Every time I finish a workout in the morning, and I log everything, because I know you're going to look at it and come back to me via the app and via text and phone calls and everything to make sure it's all doing its thing. And you know, to know that I've come this far and have logged that many workouts, it makes me feel proud of myself, but it's only because you held me to that journey.
And so bang on, and that's like the accountability. It's the glue, right? Like from so many people, they might have a vision, they might get motivated, especially this time of year. It's like hurrah, hurrah, new year, new me, like it's whatever. But honestly, glue is, you know, the accountability is what people are missing. And so when you look at now AI and just kind of like tech, like yes, okay, great, that I can use some software, right, that allows me to obviously coach, you know, people not being there, and I can coach, you know, many clients. I don't go for, you know, the way I've built my business is it is more one-to-one coaching. So I don't take, you know, 200-300 whatever and kind of mass things. But to me, I've never lost, and I will not lose, the ability to be personable and accessible, because no matter what, like, some AI tech stuff is all fine and dandy. Watches, all that stuff. Here I got great data. Cool. But at the end of the day, when people probably need it the most, when they're at home, it's now 9 o'clock, they want to have a drink, they want to have something to snack on, they just whatever.
You're talking about me.
And I can see, you know, and I'm hitting them right in that moment. Well, what's going to really be that step for change? It's going to be there and then, right? And so I think as a lot of people that go through my program, and is really, that's what they, I think, feed it off the most, is the very fact, like, you can have some bells and whistles, you can have some, you know, whatever it is, workouts, you know, food and all that, yes, and that stuff is damn well boring for a lot of people. But you know what? For a lot of people that are super really busy, that struggle significantly, many years for most cases, they just want to be able to say, okay, great, like I'm on the right path, but, you know, whether it's, you know, kudos, awesome work, or hey, wait a minute, you said you were going to do something and you didn't do it. So you kind of hit that highs and lows, and that's just what takes you to another level.
I hear you, and I agree with that 100%. And I think that reinforcement, accountability, support is just so critical. No one gets anywhere alone, and I think that is so the truth in
support
everything.
Systems are everything. Like, really are.
They really are.
They really are.
In any walk of life.
Anything, exactly. It just is.
So, you know, I'm going to ask you, when you think of all the folks that you're helping and all the change that you're making, and when someone reaches out to you and says, yo, I did the thing that I never thought I could do because of the help that you're giving me, what fire does that light in you?
It's going on 10 years now, which is wild. So, you know, at the end of the day, I'm proud just of that. And there's absolute hardships. There's, you know, it's a type of, you know, things, certain types of months, summer months, like, you know, at the end of the day, you know, your small business, as I know you know, that you kind of got to go through those days where it's like, man, I freaking got this. 2 other days is like, why is it even worth it, right? But you're right. But sometimes it's the weirdest little messages. Sometimes it's clients that have long been done with me, and it could be a year or 2 years after, and they like, this one thing you said or that you pushed me to do, and you know what, I'm still doing it. Yeah, my weight is this, or I actually maintain my weight, and I'm like, that's the little messages. It's not this like a certain scale or here's a before and after pic. That's all great too. Don't get me wrong, that's clicks, okay? But honestly, up here, when you can kind of really overcome some of those just long-standing barriers that for most people they almost give up on in a sense. And that's why I always value, like putting up your hand and say I need help is probably literally one of the hardest things that anybody can do. And fitness is so private. So for a lot of my clients, they're busy professionals, really well known in the city. They don't want no one really to know anything like that. And I get that and I respect that, okay? But as you just said in the previous thing, chat was, support systems are big, but at the end of the day, like I said, it confirms that what I'm doing, even if it's, I don't bat 1,000, no trainer bats 1,000, okay? But I just feel like being a part of their journey, allowing me to help them, get them to another place, and then, like I said, just seeing that kind of formidable change, both mentally, physically, seeing maybe their business grow, maybe their relationship with their spouse or their kids are better. There's a variety of things, but yeah, little messages for me is just like, man, okay, you know what? It's worth it. Right?
Well, I love to hear it, and thank you so much for coming on. Are you going to come back and help me out, maybe appear on before the summer hits, just to see the results of your work?
Let's do it.
I love it. Just don't measure me. That freaks me out. Just kidding. Please measure me. So, guys, I'll tell you what. Ryan, Osbourne, Oz Coaching, you want to get involved, fit over 40, and your boy is a living testimonial that working with this guy has bringing me closer to my goals than I've been. So this is Out of the Fog. We'll be wrapping after the break. We'll see you in a few. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in to Out of the Fog tonight. Thank you so much to Paul and Kevin and Derm from Yourstyle Kitchens and Kildare Renovations. Stay tuned. That Reno show is going to be coming through. And thank you so much, Ryan Osbourne from Oz Coaching, who is helping all of us to be our best selves. And where would we be without all the volunteers and staff of Rogers TV that helps these shows all come together in style? I'm looking at you, Mitch. I'm looking at you, Michelle, and you, Perry Cooper. This is Out of the Fog, Rogers TV, and we'll see you next time.
Awesome. This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
We want to hear from you. Provide feedback on this show or find out how you can get involved. Call, email us, or scan the QR code to take our quick survey.
This fall on Rogers TV, we'll be airing Your RNC Compassion in Action. It's a glimpse inside the world of Newfoundland and Labrador's Provincial Police Service as we collaborate to provide the highest standard of policing to our communities, whether it's a ride with patrol operations, police dog services, forensic identification services, or the many other sections of the RNC. Join us this fall on Rogers TV and step inside the world of the Royal Newfoundland Constabulary.
My dad was a railway porter. It was just about the only job a black man could get. But he had big plans for us. Music would be our ticket out of poverty. I knew we couldn't afford that piano, so I practiced twice as hard.
Nice, Daisy. Okay, Oscar, let's hear it.
Turns out, I wasn't half bad. Then I found jazz, or it found me. It wasn't all easy, though. I faced a lot of hate, but I found my stage. They call me the man with 4 hands. Well, I don't know about that, but let's see how far this ticket takes me.
From Montreal to Carnegie Hall and far beyond, Oscar Peterson became one of the most recorded and celebrated jazz musicians of all time.
This fall on Rogers TV, we'll be airing Your RNC Compassion in Action. It's a glimpse inside the world of Newfoundland and Labrador's Provincial Police Service